Dun, dun, dun. Hello. So, let's say you've learned a piece of music in the original key, for example, Tom Odell's Another Love, etc. But it's too high or too low for you to sing. The best thing to do in that case isn't to really strain your voice and try and sing that high. It's often just to move it to a different key. So most pieces of pop music are in, you can relate them back to a major scale. So this, the original key of Another Love is E minor or the relative major, G major. So we can put it in, we can take it a whole step down, so two semitones down, and put it in F major. Right? So we'd start previously on E minor would be our first chord, going up to G major. We can start on D minor, going up to F major this time. And then that gives us this. We can move it to loads of places. It requires having good knowledge of your scales, but it's also a good task to do to get good knowledge of your scales. You can use transposing to help you learn different scales because you already are familiar with how it sounds, and that's a useful thing. Anyway, so this Another Love, it's quite high. I find it quite high to sing in the original key, especially the second to last or the last verse, which goes, "And I'd sing a song that a bee just starts." Very high. So I shift it down, and then even just a whole tone down, two semitones down, we're here. And I'd sing a song that a bee just starts, but I sang a move to another, etc. Much easier for me. It's not a huge difference in pitch on the piano, but it's so much more comfortable to sing. Really, really much more comfortable. Or you could go, and a bee just starts, but I sang a move to another heart, etc. More comfortable still. Yeah, it's a really, really useful thing to do. If you're doing maybe you've got a gig and you have to sing for 2 hours, singing really high for 2 hours is exhausting. It's really hurt your voice. So if I'm doing like a 2-3 hour gig, I'd put everything down in pitch. You can use a transpose button on your keyboard. If you have a keyboard that does that, that's absolutely, there's no reason not to do that other than people going, oh, you should be able to do it without the transpose button. Nobody really cares. It's a good exercise to do it without the transpose button because it encourages you to use different keys. You also might find that if you play in a different key, your hands fall in different, it's easier to play different voicings for different chords in different scales. So for example, like the 4 chord in C major would be F major, but the 4 chord in E major would be A major, and I might play A major with a different voicing than I would normally play F major, just because your hands fall into different places on the piano, and it's maybe easier to add an extension or a 4th or a 6th or a 7th, whatever, that kind of stuff. But yeah, also another thing on that kind of topic, you may be familiar, but sometimes artists will record the record version as high as they can sing because that sounds marvellous and all that. And when they play live, when they sing it live, they'll do it at a lower pitch. Billy Joel often plays live his tracks at a lower pitch, especially also now that he's a little bit older, his voice maybe doesn't feel as comfortable going so high, especially if he's doing a tour with day in, day out, etc. So he'll play his songs in a lower key, which is great because it means you can sing for longer. And generally, your voice will sound better if you're not going, trying to sing really high. I know mine certainly sounds naff when I try and sing really high and I don't make a good job of it. So yeah, and you know, if you're playing live and you do your first song really high, I did a song really high at a gig the other day, a wedding reception thingy, and the first song I did quite high, and then I lost my voice towards the end of it and it was terrible and I had to take a break and managed to scrape through. But it was worrying for a moment because you don't want to lose your voice at somebody's wedding because they'd be like, sad. Anyway, I hope that's useful. Thank you very much. Yeah, have a lovely day. Bye.